What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you are all doing very, very well. We're going to look at the alpha patch notes that just came out now. They came out like a few minutes ago. So it's a new week. It's a new patch notes. Some new patch notes on the alpha. There's been some big stuff happening here, and there's a lot to cover. I'm not going to do the whole patch notes today. I'm going to just talk about Holy Paladin today. If you want to see an in-depth patch notes like read, go check out Dratnos' video. He literally just made one 3 minutes ago talking about these. So go check out Dratnos. I can link him down below. He does a really good summary of patch notes. I'm going to do videos that are going to cover individual specs and go a little bit deeper on each spec and what's like changed there. Like for example, Survival Hunter. Look at this. Huge changes here. Oh my God, Blizzard. Anyway, we're going to look at Holy Paladin today, but I'm going to do like Oracle Priest and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want the full thing, go check out Dratnos. Let's talk about what happened to Holy Paladin, and then I'm going to show you some gameplay. I think there's some really big implications going on here that we should talk about. So number one, Avenging Crusader no longer costs holy power. This is something Blizzard has flip-flopped on like over the past 2 years. It used to cost 5 holy power, and then it cost nothing, and then it cost 3 holy power, and now it costs nothing again. So this is a really good change. It should cost nothing. It's very awkward and weird to have to spend holy power to activate your wings. Obviously, this is a very different sort of wings, but let's read more. It grants an additional charge of Crusader Strike for its duration, and its duration is increased by 3 seconds. These are massive buffs to Avenging Crusader. I got a hair somewhere in my eyeball. I can't see where it is. And I think that this is really Blizzard is signaling here that they want us to finally use Avenging Crusader. This is a cooldown that we have not used ever since its inception. Seriously, nobody has ever used Avenging Crusader in a very serious way. And I think the War Within might finally bring it back with these changes that are coming. I'm going to show you the gameplay loop in a second, but like the fact that this gets an additional charge of Crusader Strike is nuts, because Crusader Strike and Shield of the Righteous work together, and you can get an additional holy power from Crusader Strike. So you can basically have this gameplay loop where you're just pressing Crusader Strike and healing everybody, and then pressing Shield of the Righteous, and it gives you the cooldown on Crusader Strike back, and you press it again, it generates 2 holy power, and then you're getting another holy power from another source somewhere. And then you're just continuing that loop. Crusader Strike, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike. And it's going to heal a bunch of people. It's going to generate a bunch of stacks of Awakening, which can get you back into another Avenging Crusader cycle. So I really think that this first line here is super significant in that it's going to allow us to... where'd it go? It's up here. There we go. It's going to allow us to really be able to go full on melee mode with our Holy Paladin, because right now the way it works is that Avenging Crusader just doesn't do enough, and it has a really short duration. So instead of it being 12 seconds, it's now going to be up to 15 seconds. So you get 15 seconds. That second charge of Crusader Strike is a massive deal. I'm going to show you that because of the way it links in with the rest of the tree. Let's look at this. Crusader's Might now also additionally reduces the cooldown of Judgment. That's this talent right here. So this used to only reduce the cooldown of Holy Shock, but now it reduces the cooldown of Judgment, which means, and Judgment, of course, is a part of the Avenging Crusader healing thing, because you Crusader Strike and Judgment cool down faster and heal everybody. So once again, you're going to want to take these two together now. Crusader's Might, I think, was just a little bit too weak on its own, only reducing the cooldown of Holy Shock. But now that it reduces the cooldown of Judgment as well, you can really link these two together and get a massive combo there. So once again, Blizzard's like doubling down, kind of tripling down on this idea that they want us to be able to use Avenging Crusader in the new expansion. The last piece of that before I get to the Holy Light stuff, which is really, really big deal. Again, the 2 trees for Holy Paladin are Herald of the Sun and Lightsmith, the hero talents. They all have a hook into your Avenging Crusader or Avenging Wrath. So if you have a lower cooldown Avenging Wrath, you're going to trigger more Dawn Lights. You're going to trigger more armaments. And that's what Avenging Crusader gets you. It's a 1 minute cooldown as opposed to the Avenging Wrath Might, which is a 2 minute cooldown. So not only are we getting all these big buffs, becoming a full-blown like melee healer, like a true melee healer, but we're also linking that up, synergizing that with our hero talent trees that are coming as well, which I think is really strong. So the Avenging Crusader stuff is a big deal, in my opinion. We'll get to, again, the dummies in a second. Holy Light, cast time reduced to 2 seconds. That is insane. That's a 25% cast time reduction. That's a big deal. Big deal, okay? And there's more. Infusion of Light now increases the healing of Holy Light. It used to grant holy power, okay? Right now, the tooltip is a little borked. It tells us right here, Infusion of Light, Holy Light, it says it generates 100 holy power. That's not what it does. You can only have 5 holy power, right? So 100 would be a little bit of overkill. It actually just doubles. What this is actually saying is when you get Infusion of Light, your Holy Light heals for double. 100% more is what this is trying to say. And I'll show you that right now if I get an Infusion proc, which of course I won't. There we go. Got an Infusion proc. Look at this. Your Holy Light increases its healing by 100%. Instead of healing for like 83,000, it now heals for 163,000, which is insane. Because once I cast it, it'll also go into my beacon healing. There's a bunch of really cool synergies you can do here with Holy Light. And the fact that its cast time has been dramatically reduced from 2.5 to 2, that is incredible. That's going to really allow you to actually want to press this button more often. It's going to hit like a bomb. It's going to hit really hard and go into your beacon. And there's other talents that are buffing it as well, right? Let me get this set up again. Of course, if you have Hand of Divinity, this makes this even crazier. It's going to heal for 40% more, right? On top of the infusion proc. And you can make it splash with Resplendent Light. So again, it's a little bit more of a raid thing, but it's still good in Mythic Plus, especially with the reduced cast time. That's like really good in Mythic Plus, because usually in Mythic Plus you need to have snappy response times, right? Inflorescence of the Sunwell now increases additional healing for Infusion of Light or Holy Light. It used to grant holy power. So that inflorescence now, which is this talent here, increases the healing of Holy Light by an additional 50%. So let's see how high we can get this healing here. If we cast Hand of Divinity and we have a infusion proc, let's get an infusion. There's an infusion proc right there. I have 2 of them. I'm now going to press Hand of Divinity. My Holy Light heals for 286k. And then it's also going to splash. Isn't that crazy? I just had 2 Holy Lights heal for almost 300k, and they splashed, and they went into my beacon. My 2 beacons that I have. Imagine it for a second if you took Beacon of Virtue, right? It gets even crazier. Remember with Inflorescence as well, when I press 1 Holy Shock, if it gives me the buff, it can give me 2 buffs. So we'll try and get it here. There we go. I got 2 infusion procs right there. Now we put our beacon on everybody. And then we hit our Holy Shocks. I don't have the divinity, but look at all that healing. Hello? I don't even think it's showing up here. Is it overhealing? Total healing? It's insane. The amount of healing is going to be crazy. I'm telling you, these buffs to Holy Light are going to make it a really powerful ability now. And I think that it's going to be something that you're going to want to work into your rotation, even in Mythic Plus. I think this is going to be strong enough, but certainly in Raid, this is really strong now. This Inflorescence buff, on top of the fact that getting an infusion proc just buffs the healing of Holy Light. We already get enough holy power generation. We get Tower of Radiance holy power generation, right? You're getting tons of holy power generation from your Holy Shocks. You can get extra holy power generation from Divine Toll. You can hit your Judgment. You know, you can get extra holy power generation from Crusader Strike. I mean, there's just so many ways to get it. And I think that it was overkill getting too much holy power generation. So now the fact that you can have it heal for more is a massive deal, in my opinion. I think it's really good. Okay, let's circle back to the Avenging Crusader stuff. Now it no longer costs holy power. It's a 1 minute cooldown. It's always been a 1 minute cooldown. It synergizes really well with your 2 hero talent trees, and it gives us 2 charges of Crusader Strike. And I'm going to show you right now, when you pop this sucker, you're basically just going to be pressing Crusader Strike into Shield of the Righteous. And again, you're going to be building up those awakening stacks really quickly to get right into your next Avenging Crusader. Sorry. Let me put my beacons out on these guys here just to show you some extra healing. And then I'll start hitting these guys. We'll go in, pop Avenging Crusader Strike, Okay, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, Crusader Strike again. I have 2 charges. Shield of the Righteous cools it down. Crusader Strike, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, Shield. I can do a Judgment here. Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, and you can see these guys are getting all this healing over here. Now we can keep using our stacks. We can keep building up. You can see our Awakening stacks are already at 6, which is pretty good. Do a little bit of this here. The fact that you get 2 charges of Shield of Crusader Strike is really the big deal there. Do a little bit of damage here. Again, here we go. We're almost at 12 there. We're at our 12 now, so we're going to go Judgment, and then we go immediately into our Crusader Strike, Shield of the Righteous, Crusader Strike, Shield of the Righteous. Now, you're sort of ignoring everything else, which I realize is not necessarily what you want to be doing, but look, once again, we're back into our Avenging Crusader cooldown back again. Like, I think this could become like your rotation if you want to do this build. You're going to have to trim some of the other abilities that you're used to using a lot, because if you're not prioritizing the Crusader Strike attacks, you're going to be missing out on a lot of the healing that's coming from that. Like, the amount of healing coming from, because you can see I did 10 million healing right there. I know I can't look at it, but the amount of healing coming out of Crusader Strike and Judgment is going to be so high that you're going to have to prioritize those GCDs. So you're going to have to maybe trim some of the other cooldowns. Maybe legitimately, if you take Avenging Crusader, you could drop something like Tears Deliverance, and then you could get you could go Glorious Dawn and Empyrean Legacy. I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is going to shake up the talents a little bit. I have a feeling it could potentially shake up the talents, get rid of something like Tears Deliverance, because basically every 30 or 40 seconds or so, you're going to be popping Avenging Crusader, and you're going to just have to focus on pressing Crusader Strike into Shield of the Righteous to keep that flow going, and you're going to be doing lots of healing. You're not going to need all the extra healing that's coming from Tears Deliverance. It might just be pure overhealing at that point. I don't know. Maybe you keep Tears and you drop this stuff over here. You drop your Hand of Divinity and you can pick up more stuff in the middle of the tree. I don't know. I think that there could be some options here, but my main point I want to say here is that this is exactly the correct direction that they need to go if they want to make Avenging Crusader actually a button that is worth pressing. And I think with these changes that they've made, this is probably enough, in my opinion, to actually make this a good button worth pressing, especially because it synergizes with these 2 hero talent trees and gives us additional sacred weapons. It gives us additional dawn lights. That's a really big deal. And you're getting double the uptime on those compared to having a 2-minute Avenging Wrath. So on top of that, I think the big changes to Holy Light are going to make it a much better ability now, much more reliable to cast this thing. And if you combo it with Inflorescence, you're getting a really big Holy Light that's just going to bomb people, and it's going to splash with Resplendent Light. I mean, there's some really good combos there. So let me know what you think in the comments down below about Holy Paladin. I'm going to keep going through these patch notes. I'm going to keep giving you sort of updated stuff. They completely redid, or they've fully implemented Totemic now for Shaman, so I'll do a video about that. But let me know what you think about Holy Paladin and these changes specifically to Avenging Crusader. Do you think this is a button you're going to want to take? Do you like the idea of it? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. Love you guys. I will see you in the next one.